Georgia O'Keeffe was born on her family's farm in Wisconsin in 1887. She would grow up to become one of America's most famous painters. Her clear, bright paintings show the beauty she found in simple, natural things around her. Georgia loved to paint flowers, mountains, seashells, and even animal bones she found in the desert. Even though Georgia was interested in all kinds of natural things, she hardly ever painted pictures of people or animals. She often rearranged the natural things that she saw and simplified them. Sometimes Georgia would paint shapes and colors that she saw in her mind, inspired by nature around her. The farm where Georgia grew up was a great place to learn about nature. Georgia wanted to touch and feel everything she could get her hands on. Georgia remembered that when she was a very little girl, she put dirt in her mouth to see what it tasted like. Georgia's mother thought art was very important and made sure that her and her sisters had art lessons while they were growing up. And Georgia knew from a very young age that she wanted to be an artist, so her mother encouraged her to continue art in college. At one school in New York City, she won a prize for this painting of her rabbit and copper pot. Georgia moved to Texas to take a teaching job after college. She started to show excitement she felt about Texas in her paintings, and her artwork looked different from the work of any other artist. At this time, Alfred Stieglitz became very interested in Georgia. He thought that she could become one of a great American artists, so he invited her to move to New York to have her artwork hung in his art gallery. She began to paint bold shapes and designs, covering her canvas with bright colors. She began painting the beautiful flowers that helped make her famous. Georgia hoped that her paintings of the flowers would help the busy New Yorkers stop and notice them. And she was right. She got their attention right away. Alfred and Georgia were very good friends, and in 1924 they fell in love and got married. They moved into an apartment high up in the big hotel in New York City. She started to paint scenes of New York City with the tall buildings and the bright lights. Georgia continued to be pulled back out west to the visions of the mountains and the desert, and eventually she permanently moved back to New Mexico. Georgia O'Keeffe lived to be 98 years old. She decided to become an artist at a time when it was proper only for women to teach art. Georgia didn't care what people thought of her or her art. She worked hard on her paintings and put her own special feeling into them. She met many famous artists during her life and she learned a lot from them, but never copied their styles or joined their groups. Because of this, Georgia O'Keeffe's paintings are very original. She often found beauty in things that most people would ignore or never even notice, and was able to show that beauty in her paintings.